Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Disney. We're going to talk about the Muppets. And we're going to talk about Frank Oz, who says that Disney doesn't want him to return to the Muppets because he won't follow orders.
Oh, yeah. Disney likes followers.
They do. So we're going to talk about this because it seems like a lot of the OG Muppet performers are either leaving Disney or getting kicked out of their performances. Again,
The ones that are left.
The ones that are left. Think about, Steve Whitmire, who was the voice of Kermit the Frog for many years. And that was a big, ugly mess that Disney basically booted him because they thought he was difficult to work with. I'm like, if you think these guys were difficult to work with, where do you think they learned it from? You would not have liked Jim Henson very much. Current day Disney would not have liked Jim Henson very much.
We're supposed to work?
What? So Jim, yeah, he was a hippie, but he definitely did things the way he wanted to do them. And these guys respect that work, and Disney's just
we don't do innovation here, people. Imagination's a bad word. We just Borg everything.
It's like, what company do you think this is? What, you think you're at Disney or something? Oh. Well, shit. But yeah, so we'll talk about this. And this is another reason why I think the Muppets are just kind of a lost cause, because the Muppets were so much a part of Jim Henson and that early crew that I don't think Disney can take it over and
they were
get
trying. Destination D23, they kept using Muppets like crazy.
Yeah, but their Muppets are milquetoast. They're not, it's not good. Disney doesn't know what they're doing with the Muppets.
They don't do a Muppet show, sex and violence.
Let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. If you do, you'll get a woohoo.
Woohoo.
Go out to piratesandprincesses.net for more objective Disney news. And I'm a huge Muppets fan. And I really am disappointed at how Disney has handled the Muppets. They basically haven't. They've tried a few things here and there. Sometimes they kind of get it right, but it's never quite right. Mm-hmm. They had that really ill-conceived show, which I think Frank Oz was really critical of, the primetime Muppets where they're all making sex jokes. And
the joke was, though, they used to kind of do that. They used to be more edgy. Ironically, Disney wanted to do that, but then when they put it on Disney Plus, they had to put warnings on some of the episodes and took some episodes off because they were too edgy.
Well, they put content warnings on old episodes of the Muppet Show.
Mm-hmm, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm talking the newer.
I know,
Muppet.
but I thought that was ironic.
It is ironic, because when it's coming from them, it's fine. You can have Fozzie the Bear make gay jokes or whatever. He was like, yeah, I put an ad in the paper, a bear looking for a good time or something. It's like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Whoa. So Frank Oz would love to return to the Muppets, but Disney doesn't want him. In an interview with The Guardian, he reflected on his career and noted that while he hasn't worked with the Muppets since 2007, he'd love to return to it. He continued to explain that reunion likely won't happen, as Oz believes Disney doesn't want anything to do with him. I'd love to do the Muppets again, but Disney doesn't want me, and Sesame Street hasn't asked me.
They don't want me either. Don't feel so bad.
No. That's okay. You don't want Disney's hand up your ass anyway.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't like butt stuff.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Sesame Street hasn't asked him back for 10 years. They don't want me because I won't follow orders and I won't do the kind of Muppets they believe in. The soul's not there.
I understand this so well.
The soul is what makes things grow and be funny. But I miss them and I love them. Well, that's okay. Disney's Muppets it's just like Disney's Star Wars and Disney's Marvel. It's like there's no soul. It's like Disney's Doug. Once Disney gets their meat hooks into something that wasn't theirs, they ruin it. They always ruin everything. He began working for the Henson Company in '63. He's done Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Animal, Same Eagle.
I guess we Same Eagle.
He's done the Same Eagle again and again. So Disney bought the Muppets in 2004, and it's been downhill ever since then. Following Disney's purchase, Oz says there's a line between Jim Henson Muppets and the Disney Muppets. It became noticeable. He's not the first one to say that. Mm-mm. There's an inability for corporate America to understand the value of something they bought.
Yep.
They never understood with us. It's not just about the puppets. It's about the performers who love each other and have worked together for many years. Ouch.
Well, that's what we've been saying. People like us. They all say the same thing. It's like they go around and assimilate everything, but they don't understand it, and they don't take the time to fundamentally understand it. They get rid of the people who do understand it because they're in their way, because they'll question them.
Yeah.
For good reason. And then they'll dump a bunch of money in things that with little returns because they don't understand what makes that show or that movie popular with people, and they try to put their spin on it, but then it's just like peeing on something.
So this actually is from some of the comments were from a couple of years ago. It seems like he just kind of reiterates the same thing, like they don't want anything to do with me. But I think he looked at the situation maybe with Steve Whitmire. And for those of you who don't know, Steve Whitmire was the voice of Kermit the Frog after Jim Henson passed. Mm-hmm. And I like Steve Whitmire's Kermit. Some people didn't really care for it that much. But he was the Kermit that, many of us knew for many, many years, a lot of the movies, classic movies. And he got pushed out. Disney basically fired him because he didn't want to do things the Disney way.
Yeah.
He kept saying, I remember reading interviews, he kept saying, hey, this is not what Jim would have wanted. And they were basically like, well, screw that. Jim doesn't own the Muppets anymore. Mm-hmm. We do. And the guy they replaced him with, I think it was Matt Vogel. I want to say it was Matt. He doesn't sound like Kermit to me. I don't like his Kermit very much. And you don't really see Kermit in a whole lot now. Like, they used to have Kermit the Frog everywhere, and now it's just kind of like, I don't think they know what to do with it. But Whitmire basically took it incredibly seriously. He thought, well, I am the heir to Jim Henson. And, I worked with him, and I was like his understudy. And Disney's like, nah, you're just the guy that sticks your hand up a frog's ass.
Well, yeah, I remember this. And then Disney fired him on a phone call.
Fired him on a phone call.
At least it wasn't a text. At least it wasn't that you found out about in the news like other people have.
Yeah. But he said he cared too much for the Muppets. And this is very, very similar to what Frank Oz is saying, too. Now, they did bring him back to do the voice of Yoda for The Last Jedi, and he looked like a Cabbage Patch Kid for some reason. I don't understand what went on with that. There's a lot of things. Don't you remember that? The Yoda in The Last Jedi, he looked really weird. He was very... Watched it one time in the theater.
I don't even remember. I didn't even care. I was like, this sucks. I try to block it out. It's like a terrible memory.
Yeah. So Whitmire claims he was fired out of the blue with no opportunity given to remedy Disney's two stated issues, which had never been mentioned to me prior to that phone call. He said the two issues. The first was that he apparently gave too many negative and unwanted notes on the failed 2015 Muppet series. That was
maybe
the adult
if you listened, it wouldn't have failed.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like when you bought Star Wars from Lucas and he gave you the treatment, and then you gave it the treatment.
Well, he said he had issues with it because he had Kermit, I guess, was lying to his nephew, and he said Kermit wouldn't do that, and that's true. Kermit,
how dare you?
How dare you? You've only been Kermit the Frog for how many years? You only worked with the Muppets for how many years? How dare you?
Just got well, they got it a while ago at that point, but like
about 10 years.
But we own it now, so you do what we say.
God. Then the second was an incident that occurred 15 months prior to him being fired, in which Whitmire failed to complete a short video appearance. The details surrounding the incident are unclear, but it reportedly involved SAG-AFTRA, Screen Actors Guild contract negotiations. Whitmire claimed the union had advised him not to do the project. He said he was the last samurai standing between the Muppets and the loss of their core values. And Frank Oz kind of the same way. And I think it's just over. I think the Muppets are basically over.
No, they're still using them. I told you
they're using them, but they're not.
Now they get to sell wings at the Odyssey, and because pickle milkshakes and
they're not the Muppets. They're not Jim Henson's
Muppets.
Them,
and people who grew up with Disney's Muppets. And the thing is, at this point in time, they've owned it so long that a lot of people have grown up with Disney's Muppets and not Jim Henson's Muppets, and so they're going to win. Because a lot of the people that are older, give up caring, and then the ones that are younger, they love the Muppets and they don't care who is behind them because they're used to the Disney way.
The sad truth is, you say that, and it's kind of the same with Star Wars too. Like, kids today, they don't know there's a difference between the original Star Wars trilogy, Lucas's Star Wars, and then the Disney version. Mm-hmm. They're like, it's all Star Wars, right? Just wow, it kind of sucks compared to what it used to be, but whatever. Or I'm bored of it.
Like the other stuff looks like old dog crap now, so we like the new stuff, even though the other stuff was far more innovative.
Yeah. So
but they're gonna stick by what they remember, which is the new one.
Sun's getting low. Feels like I don't know. Just feels like the end of an era with a lot of these things. And people are like, why didn't the Hensons buy back the Muppets? My understanding is Brian Henson resented the Muppets or something because it's like. I don't know the full story, but apparently he wasn't interested in buying the Muppets. Like, he was interested in the Dark Crystal and stuff, but I guess the Muppets, he was like, yeah, but that was like my dad's thing, and he basically gave up our family for the damn Muppets, you know? So
how our son feels about our show.
yeah, but anyway, I don't know. I just know there's an issue there that the Hensons really weren't interested in it. They just wanted the other stuff. So sad. It's sad, but it is what it is. Everything's marching on, and you know, but at least we have the old Muppet show. We can watch that and repeat. We can watch them.
But you can. But there are content warnings.
Content
I don't
warning.
think every episode is there either.
No. So you'll have to find that. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up, right? We're going to wrap it up. Another thing that Disney's destroyed. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.